to do it. My hair looking all a mess and stuff. Cover that up. Okay, I want to say something. My daughter was brought up in a video again. Now I'm gonna spill some beans and some facts today because I need to. I need to get this off my chest because I've been keeping this off my chest for a long time, and this is not for little kids. But maybe a child can learn from this and stuff. Okay, if my mom's so devious, why is she buying my daughter and her other granddaughter and everybody else's kid clothes and stuff? That's a notification from my phone, my other phone. I know there's some characteristics that I dislike about her and stuff like that. But one thing I can say, she stepped up to the plate and she's helping me with my daughter. I'm a type of person, and this is what I'm going to put out. I'm a type of person that does not ask for help. People offer to buy her clothes or toys or come see her or stuff like that, then uh I'll accept the offer. But I'm hesitant about it sometimes. Let's take away from my daughter being here. I have not been at the church in Springfield since 2025. 2005, sorry, 2005. That's when my brother passed away. That was when his funeral was, and I haven't been back since. Let's talk about that church for a little bit. It's mighty awful funny that this church told us as kids, "Oh, you need to stay away from the people that are not apart from the church." Hi, how are you? But it's mighty funny that the kids from the church mistreated us as kids, but the outsiders welcomed us with open arms, gave my mom food, gave my mom clothes when she wanted to. Hi, how are you? When my mom needed support, she got it from outsiders of the church. I start questioning the faith when I got maybe 15, 16 years old because what I was told was not aligned with what they were doing. They believed in divine healing. They believed that mental illness is of the devil. They didn't believe in divorce and remarriage. I started questioning, especially the divorce and remarriage thing. I started questioning that when I was a teenager. I really didn't understand that. You know, if a man or a woman rapes a child, if a man or woman goes outside the marriage and produces other kids outside the marriage, why sit there and stick it out with that person? I don't believe that God wants us to be stuck in relationships that are toxic, that are not of God. Number two, uh what I listed I feel like a grounds for divorce. You can divorce somebody and not get remarried. But this church really did something to me as a child. And that's why I refused to let them near my kid. When I had my child back in 2018, do you think that I went to that church? No, I did not. I had people when I was pregnant from that church telling me, "Oh, you need to bring that kid to church and they have us to lay hands on the kid and stuff." Oh, no, 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 no. I'm not doing that. Y'all not touching me, and you ain't touching my kid. Like I said, there were some questionable things going on in that church that I didn't agree with. And when the pastor got up there, when my brother passed away and said he helped the fan bros and he helped us and other stuff, he might have helped my aunt and all them, but they didn't help us at all. So why is somebody emailing my older brother telling them stuff about the church? He hasn't been there since 2005. I haven't been there since 2005. So why are people emailing us and trying to get us involved in what I say, he say stuff going on at 709 East Grand Avenue? I'm not getting involved in that. I don't know what goes on in that church. But I do know what was going on when I was going there. Hi, Cookie. How are you? Sorry I didn't see you. You know, let's exclude my kid for a moment. This new age thing that I wasn't aware that was going on about you had to sit there and be cautious about family members and stuff. Uh be weary if they give you signs and signals. I wasn't raised like that. I was raised you hang around the person regardless. And I think that's where the family screwed up. My one side of the family. I'm not talking about my mom's side of the family. They got more screws on in their head than the other side of the family. Okay. Growing up, I just wanted a sister, but there was not the case. I ended up with brothers. I come from a family of 5 boys and 1 girl. I'm the second oldest of the group. Me personally, I didn't want to have 5 kids. I had people when I was pregnant, "Oh, you're gonna be just like your mom. You're gonna have 5, 6 kids. You're gonna have 7 kids." My grandma, she had 8 kids. I got to thinking about my body, my health, and I said, "Hold up, wait a minute. I'm not trying to keep up with the Joneses." So I decided to have 1 kid. So I have 1 child. And I want to clear the air. Before I got pregnant, I was a wild child. I started rebelling and stuff, trying to get into stuff. But I'm thankful I don't have a record of being a crackhead, a meth head, a pill popper, um, LSD, PCP taker, or anything like that. Never got involved in that. All I did was drink before I got pregnant and stuff like that. Um, didn't give a care in the world. I was dealing with stuff. from my childhood, trying to get over that, and then I just woke up and met somebody, and then 2018 I got pregnant, and that all changed. She's been my main focus since day one. Day one. I make Facebook posts a month ago, I would say. That would be April. And said, please pray for my daughter. She's having behavior issues. For those who don't know, my daughter is ADHD and autistic, nonverbal. Okay, let's start off in the beginning. See, I really don't like talking like this, but I'ma talk this morning. And I hope it gets back to the person who made the video who don't know squat about what's going on. When my daughter first got diagnosed, before she got diagnosed, I was told, oh, it's all in my head. She's not autistic. She's not ADHD. You don't need to sit up there and get her evaluated and stuff. It was just constant people talking and stuff, trying to get in my head. I didn't listen to them. I basically bawled my eyes out and asked the doctor at the time to get her evaluated. But that pediatrician didn't listen. He ended up leaving, and then I got another pediatrician. She seen the notes that he wrote that he wanted to get her help, but he had to leave. This doctor really got the ball rolling. She went, referred me to the hospital at Children's. They evaluated her and it came back, got the documentation from the doctor that she's autistic. Maybe a couple months after that, got the documentation that she was ADHD. And I showed it to the individual who said that she wasn't. And they couldn't say nothing. See, sometimes you got to have validation and receipts and stuff. And I remember giving money to people, people coming crying to me, talking about they homeless and stuff, and they need help and stuff. And I sit there, the kindness of my heart, and sit there and give them money, pay for people's cell phone bills and stuff, and didn't think nothing in the world about it until my name gets dragged in the mud for something that I didn't do. Like I tell people, all I do is I talk about my daughter and I talk about myself and I talk about God and my friends losing dogs and stuff and losing their animals and say prayers for them and stuff like that on social media. I made that post, didn't think of it until it was made. Oh, my niece needs help. Um, my mom is devious. Giving my old address out and stuff, and people contacting me on social media asking me what in God's name is going on, and I'm asking them what's going on, and they send me the video clip. See, this person who's my sibling don't know who I'm connected with and don't know who's been watching his live videos. Keep my name, keep my daughter's name out of the family drama. We ain't done nothing to you. I ain't said nothing of the sort about you, but today we're going to spill the beans tonight, this morning. We're going to spill the beans on how devious and vindictive you are. You're just like mom. When mom sits there and try to say something, she get these little giggles and stuff, and then sit there and get talk. And when I seen what I saw, I'm worried about my niece. If you so concerned about my daughter, why don't you pick up the phone instead of, oh, you can't call me because I got my phone number changed. I thought when people tell you that they don't want nothing to do with you, that that's the end of the game. No, that's not the end of the game. People will sit there and flip the script and try and put you into stuff that you have no clue about what's going on, making posts about my childhood that I don't want people to know. And then I got people coming in my inbox asking me, what are you talking about? Yes, it's true I was raped. Do you think I let that person around my kid? No, I do not. Do I associate with that person? No, I do not. Does my kid go and see that person? No, they do not. See, I know what to do and not to do with a child. You're supposed to nurture a child, you're supposed to protect it from danger, from negative people, from naysayers, and stuff like that. And that's what I've been doing. Or I thought I got rid of the people. I have not since given you money, and that's why you're talking shit. I wasn't aware that you were asking other people for help, but you came to me and asked me for help. Out of the kindness of my heart, I sit up there and give you money, but then you're gonna run my name in the ground like a dog, and then laugh and giggle, smoke, drink, and act like you're holding down God in your life. You got the devil in you. You got demons. I want you to stay away from me. I want you to stop making videos of my daughter. I want you to leave me the hell alone. Leave the rest of the siblings alone. And I applaud London. At least he's not like you, sitting up there making gobs of babies all over God's creation and not taking care of them. He's taking care of his daughter and his stepdaughter. I mean, stepson. I'm taking care of my daughter, doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm getting sick and tired of people coming at me, telling me you're sitting there talking about me, you're talking about my daughter. I can care less what you're talking about, mom. I can care less. I've been hurt too, but I'm not vindictive. I'm not, excuse me, I'm not a person that goes out their way and make constant videos about people being hurt. You go to a counselor and you talk about stuff like that. But because you're a man and you kept it all inside, see, that's what I don't understand. Why mothers tell their young males to suck it up, don't talk about it, don't sit up there and show your emotions. You're a wuss, you're a coward, and all this other stuff. And when the kid gets up in age, they show their emotion. They're upset, they're outraged, and they're vindictive. It's okay for a man to sit there and show emotion. I don't mind a man sitting up there crying and stuff. I'd rather see a man cry than sit there hit a woman and hit kids and take their frustration out on other people. I stay in my lane. I take care about my business. I do what I'm supposed to be doing. She's getting the help. My first cousin was sitting there helping me. She was giving her clothes and stuff. You even gave her clothes that boy it was way too small. But I'm trying to figure out, and everybody else trying to figure out, where does Miss Famous fit in all this family drama? I don't fit in the drama. Keep my name out of the drama. I don't want to be bothered with. I don't want to talk to you. I got my number changed. I changed my address. I want to be left alone. You told me not to sit up there and contact you when our mother passed away. I respect that. I thought that was the end of it. But when you come after my kid, see, that's the thing about me. I have not once made a video about my nieces or my nephew. Never, ever. Oh, they need to sit there and do this and that. No, my nieces don't need to do. They're doing a fabulous job of what they're doing. A fabulous job. Yeah, they made mistakes along the line and stuff. And mistakes aren't sins. Anybody tell you that mistakes are sins, they're telling you a lie. There's difference between the two. But I'm tired of helping people who claim to be family, who claim to be living right and stuff, and come to find out you're making videos about my kid. My kid's with me 24/7, unless she's at school or we're at the doctor's office. That's when she's been. I don't like getting on live when she's at home and stuff because she gets loud, make noises and stuff, and I don't want people to sit up there and do that. But why is it you stay to yourself, you don't bother nobody, you don't hang out with people, but people who claim to be on your side, claim to be on your team, turn around after they done told people, I don't want to have anything to do with you. Do not contact me. Do not have contact. Stuff like that. But then you're gonna go and make a video about everybody and this person hurt me and stuff. Go get some counseling. And I know people are on here looking and gonna go report to my brother. Go and report to my brother because I wish he would contact me because I have some words for him. I really have some words for him. How we all used to drink together and stuff. Me, you, Diane, and uh hang out. Then y'all got me hooked up with Kevin and stuff and oh no, you don't want that to be told. I didn't hook up with Kevin because I'm gonna be with Kevin. That's the thing. Every time I go out with Kevin to go get some stuff for some people, y'all go and tell mom, oh mom, she's sitting there uh talking to Kevin. Oh, she's out there with Kevin. I told mom the real story. Mom knows the real story of why I was out there. Kevin is not the father of my kid. My kid don't even look like Kevin. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. People coming in my inbox talking about, is Kevin the dad? No, Kevin ain't the dad. My child's father made a good baby. And then not only is Miss Famous dragged into it, the person she's with is dragged into it. You don't know who my father's connected with. He's just as upset with the situation. He's trying to figure out how his name got brought into it. I told him in email. See, I talk to him every day, almost every day, and give him updates about his daughter. I do. I give updates. Just talked to him yesterday about getting her evaluated for intellectual disability, which is formerly known as mental retardation, just to see if she is, she is. If she's not, she's not. I don't mind people being in my inbox and on Facebook asking me questions. But when it's pertaining to people making videos and stuff, they don't know, they ain't talked to me in a year. But some magically miracle, they know what's best for my kid. You don't know nothing about my kid. Yes, my daughter is autistic and nonverbal and ADHD. Yes, she has hearing problems and stuff. That's from the other side of the family. Genes. My genes. I have a cousin who is was born deaf. So to sit there and say that I'm not helping her, I'm going to help you. If I'm not helping her, why is I'm Boundless, which is an organization in Clark County, Ohio? Why am I getting help with developmentally disability kids in my county in Ohio? Why is it I'm getting Ohio Rise to help me? Why is it that the school is trying to help my daughter? And I recently found out that I can get with an autistic organization that would pay me money to get her sensory stuff. So if I'm not getting her the help you need, why am I naming all these organizations and these people that are helping me? Maybe if you watch my videos and stuff and you see what I'm talking, maybe you would know what's going on. But since we don't talk, you got to make a video about Trina not helping me and this person not helping me and I need help and stuff with her. Oh, and there's six people in the house. There's not six people in the house anymore. There's only four people in the house now. I'm getting the help she needs. I'm getting the help I need with myself. I'm doing the help. I got a support system. I'm sitting there in autistic groups and stuff. I'm not saying what they tell me, what we talk about, but I can tell you that it's been helpful seeing posts. I'm not alone in this. There's other mothers that are going through this. And that's why I talk about my daughter to educate people and stuff. That's why I do what I do. to educate people, to let them know that it's okay to get help. See, when I was growing up, you weren't supposed to get help. The church didn't believe in going to psychologists and psychiatrists and counseling and all this other psychological help and stuff. You had to go to church and be delivered from this stuff, and everything was gonna be fine and dandy. Everything's gonna be fine and dandy. So we're gonna flip the script and we're gonna talk about some things uh for the next couple days. And I'm gonna spill the beans on some stuff. I'm gonna talk about it because it needs to be talked about. You're just going around hurting innocent people who have nothing to do with what you're going through. And that's not healthy and that's not good. And we were taught to stick together. We weren't taught to call you step brother. You were my blood brother. I'm more closer to Greg Jr. than you are. We're close in age. Yes, we argue and fight. What sibling does not argue and fight? What sibling does not argue and fight? But we had our differences and stuff. He was a good kid. He was going to be successful. But he died in 2005 before he could even become a good basketball player. That's what his legacy should be about. Not about mom and this person and that person. My mother did not sacrifice my brother. She had nothing to do. What parent can control a 17 years old? You're almost 18. Even if my mother had sat up here and said, Gregory, don't go swimming. You think my brother would have listened? No, he wouldn't. He would have went anyway. You don't know who I'm connected with. You don't know who my man's connected to. You don't know who my friend who gave me the Miss Famous name is connected to. I know a whole lot of people. I'm sorry some of y'all kids had to sit up there and see me cuss. I do apologize. But my limit with people is very limited. My daughter is getting the help she needs. Yes, it's true she can't sense danger, but I can sense danger and I know who she can be around with and who she can't be around with. My daughter is safe and in an environment. In order order for me to have a place to be with just me and her, it would have to be a fenced in environment to where she can get out. Why? Because she's an eloper. She elopes. I gotta stay fit to sit there and chase her. Yes, she has eloped in the past. I'd have chased after her, kick my shoes off, run like there was no tomorrow to chase after her. The last time my daughter eloped, I thought I was gonna lose her because my kid wanted to go out in the on the street, but my neighbor caught her, grabbed her up, picked her up, gave her to me, and I laid into her. And I told her, Mommy does not like you going out and eloping like this. She can understand and comprehend some things she can't. There's some things she can do, there's some things she can't do. 17 years old. And the last meal I got from my sibling before he passed away was potatoes cut up as french fries, a steak, and some kind of green vegetable. That's the last meal that he fixed me before he passed away. I never got to say goodbye to my sibling. For the rest of my life, I would defend Gregory in his honor, what's due to him. He was a good kid. He was just like me. Didn't fuck with nobody, didn't hurt nobody, didn't cause trouble, didn't fight nobody. There's nobody in our county, our jurisdiction that can sit up here and say that he was a bad person. But you're gonna make a video and defile his name. Don't sit up there and talk about something you don't know nothing about. You weren't there every day to see Gregory shine. People in the school didn't know that me and him were siblings because we didn't hang out with the same people. Gregory had his group of friends, I had my group of friends. It wasn't until one day Gregory said something silly. Hey, ugly, what you doing? I said nothing, and I don't know what I said after that. And everybody said, "You know who that is?" And then I heard him say, "Yeah, that's my older sister." See, was shorter than Gregory. I'm shorter than all my siblings. They're like 6'5", 6'4", 5'3". I mean, not 5'3", 5'9", stuff like that. Gregory was the tallest. And he was a very down to earth person. He would take the shirt off his back to help you. When he died, we heard stories about how he helped this girl. She was sled down the hill and broke her foot. My brother sat there and he tended to her until the paramedics came. That's the type of person Gregory was. He wasn't a vindictive person. Now let's jump from Gregory to my mother. Yes, my mother made mistakes as a mother. I do agree with that. but she raised all her kids from the oldest to the youngest. Notice I said mother, the piece of shit. Father didn't do a thing, nothing but create division, corruption, do things, lie and say he didn't do it, and stuff. And I don't associate with him. Yes, I'm aware that my father adopted my older sibling because my older sibling has a different father. What I want to know is why every time a mother sits there and raises a kid, the other parent want to come around when the kid turned 18 and act like they holier than thou and want to sit up there and act like the mother is the vindictive bitch and she kept the child away from the kid when you didn't want nothing to do with the kid. That makes no sense to me. The mother does all the work, but then the other parent want to sit up there and cause all like, well, I didn't do this and I didn't do that, and your mother kept me away from you. Man, you were married, had a whole nother life, didn't even tell the other kids about my brother. This is what was told to me, and it wasn't my mother. I got resources and I found out some information. See, my brother doesn't do research and information. See, he tell half truths. He didn't tell y'all that I sat up there and gave him money. He didn't tell that. I got receipts. I got emails and I got texts of them wanting money. And if she's so devious, why when you was in Troy you kept coming to the house eating food and stuff? A devious person ain't gonna sit up there and feed their kid. Yes, my mom did some wrong by marrying Mr. Fanbro. I totally agree with that. But she got kids out of it because they're so brainwashed from the church that you can't get a divorce because infidelity and all that stuff. That's why she's still with the bastard. I don't believe that they should still be married to each other. I don't. My younger siblings don't understand it because they don't know. Even if I was to tell them, they wouldn't believe it. Notice I said Mr. Framebro instead of dad because I don't associate myself with him at all. I don't. I don't ask him for money. I don't cut his hair. I don't do none of that stuff. He can stay away from me and my kid. Creepy person. It wasn't until I got my identity stolen that I wake the fuck up about the fan bros, and particularly Manya. Manya's the one who stole my identity back in 2010, 2011. Then on top of that, the stupid bitch sat up there and had a pill mill in my name. I almost went to prison. I was that close to going to prison until they figured out it was her. Why would I send other people? I have never, since recently, sent people to the pharmacy with a note saying pick up Percocets, Clonopins, and Dilatin, and all this other medication that you've been asking for. That story on WHIOC, they left out the piece. I was the victim. Spent time Warner Cable in my name, sitting up there, putting apartments in my name and stuff. And I got people calling me up, asking me where's their money. And I'm asking them, what are you talking about? You live at such and such street? No, I do not live at such and such street. I live at such and such street. And they put two and two together. The only person I really talk to is my cousin Rosalind. I trust her. She has never done anything to me. She has always had my back and everything else. Manya, on the other hand, I do not mess with. That family grew up and was taught you hang out with family regardless if they fuck you over. I don't do that. Once you fuck me over, I'm done with you. I cut you off. I don't get on YouTube, Facebook, and make a video about you. I cut you off. That's the difference between me and my brother. When he get the hee hawing and giggling and stuff, see, my mom does that stuff. When she gets talking and stuff, he, and he gets to her he, and blah 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 blah. Blah, they lying. That's the cue. They both do it. He's the rep. He's what do you call that? He's the male version of my mother, and that scares me to death. They act so much alike. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. You know, this family drama should have been closed back in 2024 when it started. Before 2024, all this getting on Facebook, ranting about family, doing wrong, and all this other stuff wasn't even heard of. Everybody was happy, sitting there talking to me and stuff, checking on me and my daughter. COVID hit. Everybody, you need to stay indoors, wear a mask. I have asthma and other health issues that I don't need to be around people. That's why I wear a mask. And plus, hold on. And other people have cancer and stuff, and that's why I wore a mask. I was considerate of other people. Then 2024 hit. My brother and my mom get on it on YouTube. I mean, on Facebook. I had no aware about the situation. because I'm friends with her, and normally her posts show up in my notifications. They did not that day. He was friends with me too, and his posts didn't show up. It wasn't until I get messages on Facebook. Oh, she said this and he said that. Okay, what does that got to do with me? I didn't say the stuff. I didn't say anything. I was posting stuff about being positive and let the negativity go and pray for a neighbor. He went to the hospital, stuff like that. We were dealing with that and it was chaotic. It was a chaotic day. I was concerned about for Jerry, and Jerry ended up passing away. Oh, it's true, it's true, it's true. What's true? I never got that information until I started seeing I was raped and I did this and I did that and I said this. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. Miss Famous didn't say nothing. Why don't you want people to know about your rape? That's my business. That's not your business to tell. That's my truth. I don't need you to speak for me. I can speak for myself. Hold on, guys. Gotta get something to drink. I didn't say zilch. I'm trying to figure out why my name keeps getting bring up in videos. She need help. My niece need help. I don't need help. See, I didn't know he was spying on my Facebook page. That's where he's. Y'all be careful what y'all post because my brother is sitting there watching what y'all post. He's got people watching y'all's Facebooks. He got people watching your YouTube lives. He's got y'all sitting up there watching your TikTok. Got people spying, and then he report back to him, and then he get on make a video and make y'all believe the shit. Y'all dumb as fools to believe all that stuff he putting on YouTube, all for views. And if you look at the disclosure, cause see, I got people looking at information. I do. The disclaimer on the post says you have to have the address of the person to go forward. So unless he has the address, the judge probably won't even sit up there. I pray to God the judge sit up there and say, sorry, sir, we're not taking your case. Because my brother's full of it. He'll do shit to people and then make it out like other people do shit to him. But again, like I said, he's just like my mother. Excuse me. He's the firstborn and he acts like my mother. Both of them will do stuff and then act like they're victims. I've caught my brother in lies. I've caught my mom in lies. I've caught other people in lies. But I confront him. See, I can't confront him with the bullshit because he got me blocked. If he wants to sit there and talk to me, he can sit there and talk to me. But don't bring shit about mom did this, mom did that, and all this other stuff, try to get me against my mother. Like I said in the beginning of my video, I understand my mom done some shit. I'm not happy about it. I wish it didn't happen. Should have got a divorce. Should have took the kids and been on the way with her life. No, she want to hold on to the teachings of that church, and even though she don't go to the church, she still upholds the teachings of the church. I don't. As you see, I wear pants. I wear a tank top. I wear capris. Growing up, I couldn't wear this stuff. I had to sit there and wear dresses, pants. I never been to a circus before. I recently went to Kings Island a couple years ago. Wasn't allowed to go to the movies. Wasn't allowed to paint the fingernails, have false nails, fake hair, stuff like that. Was told that listening to secular music was of the devil. That the kids outside the church was um of the devil. Don't socialize with them. Don't talk to them. Don't entertain them. And I always wonder why they say that. I remember one woman got up and said, "You know, the neighborhood kids came and they asked for some popsicles, and I thought that was strange." And I'm sitting there for like, y'all call yourself Christians and believers, and y'all separate yourselves from people who are not affiliated with the Church of God. I was told Baptists they were false. I was told that the Catholics were false. I was told Jehovah's Witnesses was false. Only true church was the Church of God, and that was it. They don't believe in medication. If I was to go back to that church, this is what I have to do. I would have to quit taking my high blood pressure medicine. All the rest of my medicine, I have eczema real bad. I would have to quit taking that and go to church and suffer. These people rather suffer and die than go to a doctor and get some help. If I'm not mistaken, in the Bible there was physicians and stuff where they would go to the doctor and stuff and they would use herbs and stuff and try to heal people. But I'm learning from the mistakes of my mother. I'm learning that it's okay to get a divorce. I'm learning that it's okay to let go. I'm learning that it's okay to not be around toxic people. I go to a church now that accepts me for who I am. I knew something was wrong with me. And no, I am not mentally retarded or in what they call it intellectual disability now. I'm not that. Nor has no doctor, and my therapist has said this. No doctor in the state of Ohio has deemed me mentally as a 16-year-old. I don't function as a 16-year-old. My daughter, who is 7 year old now, that's a different story. She has the mind of a 3-year old. Excuse me. That's fact number one. And that's lie number 15. I want to thank people for subscribing. Maybe I need to start talking about this along with my daughter. Maybe people start coming in and relate and stuff. Because I'm just sick and tired of the drama and we'll see. I live in a different county than my brother does. So why is my name being dragged in the mix? I have no idea. It needs to stop. Or I will have to get a lawyer and have lawsuits on people. And when mom passes away, don't think you're coming around me because what you're doing now determines whether or not you come back in my life. I do not want you in my life. I want you to be gone. I hope somebody turns this video in so he can watch it, as he needs to watch it. I get sick and tired of people throwing rocks at glass houses when they know they did wrong. Starbucks announced major change. I wonder what that change is. I'm tired of it because it's one sided. My cousin Trina, Daryl, Michael, me, my mom, and of course my daughter can't talk. We did not want to respond to this shit. But to this morning, the ball drops now. From now on, I'm gonna get on here and I'm gonna talk about it because it needs to be talked about. A vindictive, a liar, a manipulative person. My brother is play mind games with people. Say one minute he wants to hang out with the Priors and the Fan Bros. Next minute get mad at the Priors and the Fan Bros when they kick it with his dad's people. Get mad at his dad people, come back to the Fan Bros and Priors. People get sick and tired of the the back and forth bullshit. That's what was going on. See, he ain't gonna tell y'all that. He ain't gonna tell you that he had his wife, my sister-in-law, make a post on Facebook. Pray for my husband. He's not doing good. But family, don't sit up there and ask questions. I'm gonna tell you this. If the man I'm with now were to do some bullshit like that, my baby brother, the brother after him, and my brother Kobe, all would be marching in that hospital with police demanding answers on why they can't get information about Miss Famous being in the hospital. They would be mad at my man. You see, he didn't tell that part. That hurt me. I'm your sister, and your wife, soon to be ex wife, is going to sit up there and put that on Facebook. I got family members calling me, asking me what the hell's going on. Why did she post that? I don't know what the hell's going on. He's in the hospital. That's why family didn't come see you, is because your wife said don't come to the hospital or nothing. That's why the Pirates didn't come to see you. That's why the fan bros didn't know what was going on, because of your soon to be ex wife. Now tell that information. No, you're gonna put that shit on YouTube. You're gonna sit out of her and make lies about the Pirates and the fan bros. We didn't know about your condition. You passing out in Troy. Excuse me. At that time, I would have left my daughter and I would have been up at the hospital. She let certain people know what was going on. Her family knew. George Carter knew. Fanbros and Priors didn't know. Fanbros and Priors didn't know about your dentist fucking up your mouth. That's some fucking bullshit. Yeah, I agree. You need to go after that dentist. Go after that dentist and get money. Even though he's dead, go after his widow and get what's rightfully yours. I agree with that. But to sit there and sue family over some bullshit that happened in 1990 is fucked up. I was raised, you don't fuck over family. That's what the fuck you're doing. It's fucking over family. I'm on the Lord's side. Bullshit. You're full of shit. Sorry for my language, but this shit is pissing me the fuck off. Like, I don't like ugly, and he don't like me cussing either. But y'all sitting up there watching his videos and stuff, and I was talking to my baby brother about it. He said, sis, he just doing this reviews. And it's bullshit. I'll tell you the story what really happened with that property. It was my aunt and uncle, Aunt Jerry, went down to Virginia, told everybody, told people in Virginia about the property, and told everybody that everybody was dead. It wasn't until the lawyer contacted my deceased Uncle Ed and he got pissed off and said everybody's alive. My Aunt Jerry's the one that put everybody's initials on there. We don't have no money from the properties. Geraldine split the money with Edward Pryor. Those are the two who took the money. But you want to take the whole Pryor family to court over some property. Only thing that's left there is slabs of concrete. My cousin goes down to Lemoore, Virginia every year, and she went down where my mom used to live at. And she contacted my mother. And she told her there's nothing but a slab of concrete there. They tore down the houses. And I explained to my mom that they probably tore down the houses because they weren't up to code. That's what happened to the money. Phyllis and Lane Pryor, I call her Pryor. I don't call her fan bro because she don't deserve to be called a fan bro. That man did some dubious stuff and is full of it. I'm not okay. Who's that? I might have to look that book up and read it. See, I read books and stuff. I can read into people, and if you come with some negative energy, I don't want nothing to do with you. And the only time I remember coming to the hospital was when he was in the hospital in Columbus, and then Jerry had put her name as the mother and her kids as as the siblings. That's the only time I've been into the hospital. Other than that, when Diane took over, it was secret bullshit going on. And I agree with that. There was secret stuff going on. And I don't like when people keep secrets because that makes you look suspicious. Like you're trying to hide something. All the priors are all adults. My first cousins are all adults living their lives, doing what they supposed to be doing. They left you alone. Excuse me, they ain't, as far as I know, Trina hasn't contacted you. Daryl hasn't contacted you. Michael hasn't, they all cut you off. And this is what he do. I'm gonna give you an example. If you have a disagreement with him, he'll sit there and twist it and turn it around and get on YouTube and air out what your personal private conversation was about. I noticed that. Nothing but for views. Talking about he got receipts. He better worry about consequences of his receipts. I don't know nothing about the church people. I got people asking me about that. I don't know nothing about that. I don't talk to my brother. But what I do know is what I've been told by a lawyer. There's no money in my mom's bank account that comes from the houses. That's a bullshit. Like, if that was the case, my mom would be rich, living in a mansion. And she don't live in a mansion. And my brother did get kicked out when he was 17 years old because he just disrespected my mother. My father decided to take it in his own hands and kick him out at 17 years old. Yes, I agree. My mother should have went and got his clothes and stuff like that, but she didn't. It was my father who did that. Like I said, Mr. Fanbro don't give a shit. This man would do stuff to people. Even tried to kick my other siblings out. Oh, that wasn't told. Yep, he tried to kick my other sibling out. All he wants is my mom to himself. He don't want no kids around my mother. Well, my mom should have kicked his ass to the curb. That's all I'm saying. Should have kicked his ass to the curb. But like I said, some of this bullshit he's talking about is lies. And I'ma refute it to the day I die. They all don't write alike. That's a lie too. I've seen Aunt Jerry's handwriting. I've seen Uncle Ed's handwriting. Uncle Richard, I believe he was bipolar, had bipolar disorder because of the bullshit that was going on. Sherman got killed, and that got him fucked up in the head. People have been in denial in the Pryor family that there was nothing wrong with Richard Pryor. Not the comedian. There's another Richard Pryor. That was my uncle. I know people tease me, oh, you related to the comedian Richard Pryor? No, I'm not related to Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor was mistreated. I agree wholeheartedly. Was he mentally having something mentally wrong with him? Yes, I believe he was. And there's people in the family that does not believe that there was something wrong with him. Yes, there was something wrong with him. But yet you sitting up there talking about I need to be put in a mental. Yeah, that's another thing. My brother wants to put me in a mental institution. Yeah, Miss Famous need to be put in a mental institution and it all need to be taken away. That's another bullshit lie right there. If you were mistreated in a mental facility, why would you put your own sister in a mental facility? My daughter is in a good environment. I take good care of her. She don't even go around my mom. She's stuck around mommy 24/7. You just mad because you got kicked out at 17 and you're bitter about it. Were you wrongfully kicked out? Not really. Anytime a kid disrespects a parent and want to sit up push the mother, because I remember that to this day. You push mom up against the wall and try to fight her. And I was screaming, no, 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 don't do it, 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 don't do it. Because I knew mom was going to fuck you up that day. She was going to fuck you up. And because I was in the room, she didn't do it. Dad just told Mr. Let me rephrase that. Mr. Fambro told you to get out. And number one, and another thing, motherfucker, your mother did apologize to you. You got on your YouTube live and said, she said whatever. No, I was right there in the kitchen on Dayton Lakeview Road at the time. And she said, Dion, if I pissed you off and said anything to you, I'm sorry. And you called her a hoe, a bitch, a cunt, a slut, and all this other shit. No, you didn't tell the truth on that. Tell the truth. Go by JD Vick. You full of shit. It's always one sided. Always get on YouTube and stuff. Hey, I gotta tell y'all something. Somebody send me something. No, somebody messaged you privately thinking their conversations are gonna be private, but you're gonna expose it and tell people what they said. You're violating privacy. That's what you're doing. And you can get a restraining order against somebody who's in a different county. That's law. You know how I know? I know somebody who's going through that bullshit right now. It's not you either. It's not you. It's a friend of mine. They also live in Madison County. And that vindictive bitch lives in Franklin County. And you can't get restraining orders. And that's law. Yeah, so it was true in 1980, what was it, 86, 87? He got kicked out. Gregory was born in 88. Kobe was born in 90. Youngster was born in 93. And my baby brother, love him to death, was born in 96. My older brother was born in 1971. I'm 85. And stuff. Toxic people. I normally don't go this long, but I just gotta get the truth out. It's been burning ever since. Like I said, that church did us wrong. I forgive him, but I moved on. So I don't understand why people are emailing me or my older brother about Church of God. We don't mess with the people. We don't talk to the people. At least I don't. They ain't on my Facebook page. Once they sat up there and said, bring your child to church and have us to put hands on her and stuff, I said, nope. Block, 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 block. And this is the messed up part of the whole situation with that church. I don't know how they found out I was pregnant because I don't attend that church. Hadn't been there in 2005. I got pregnant in 2018. Tell me, how did they find out I was pregnant and having a kid? I didn't have none of them on my Facebook page. I'm still wondering that to this day. Who went and ran their mouth? I tell you, we got some messed up people in this world. Some messed up people. I'll tell you the order of my siblings. It goes Dion, me, Miss Famous. My real name is Kita. Kita derives from Japan. It's a Japanese name. Kita, aka Miss Famous. Greg Jr., Sir Kobe, Yonks, and then London. That's 6 kids. 5 boys, 1 girl. There would have been another kid, but my mom had miscarried. Thank God. Thank you, Lord, for taking that baby. Because that baby would have went through hell. Do you hear me? I said that baby would have went through hell. What us kids went through as kids should not have happened. When my when Mr. Fanbro back in 2000, not 1999, got beat up, you would think that this church, after talking all that talk about staying away from people outside the church and all this stuff, stay focused in the church, love everybody, do this, do that. They would question, oh, did she do it? And we were always accused of skipping church. I was a sickly kid as a young age. Upper respiratory infection, chicken pox, chicken pox, styes, um, a common cold, you name it. But we were skipping church. Couldn't be sick. But these people, I went back to the church after my dad got beat up and stuff. And don't you know these people question me like a hawk? They questioned me like a hawk. They asked me, well, did you have a boyfriend? And did you smoke and drink? And did you do this and that while you left the church? No, I did not. Did you have anything to do with Mr. Fanbro? No, I didn't have nothing to do with Mr. Fanbro. That's a bull faced lie that my aunt told me. That's a lie. And that's a lie that there was blood in the house. Cops didn't find no blood in the house. He was 500 pounds. How the hell my mom gonna drag him out of the house and throw him in 235? Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody. Let me repeat that again. He's 500 pounds. My mom weighed less than that. They did not, the only blood they found was the fly blood. I was there. All I know is that there was an argument. He went out the door at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, left the house keys. We all asleep. I wake up. My mom telling me that Mr. Vanbro's gone. Couple minutes later, she come in the house. They found him on 235 unconscious. I went down to the hospital. I cried. I thought he was dead. In a way, those tears were a sign of relief. I thought he was dead. Then the accusations came. I mean, they came. I wasn't questioned, but other people were questioned. And people be in the room sitting up there talking. The Fambros be in there talking and stuff. It did not feel right in the waiting room, period, when I was there. It was like we were non existent. And then all of a sudden, I mean, told my dad was pulled in Columbus. What I didn't know was that my aunt went down to the police station, said that I seen the cane, I seen blood. Miss Famous didn't see no blood on no goddamn cane. That's a bullshit fucking lie right there. Miss Famous did not see any blood on no motherfucking goddamn cane. And whoever you are on my live feed going in and out, go tell that. There was no blood on no cane. They cleared her of that shit. The case is closed. But my brother want to sit up there and open the shit and try to get my mom put in prison. For what? Because he got kicked out. See, that's how vindictive he is. He's a vindictive manipulator. He'll sit there and act like he's your friend. He'll sit there and act like he gives a shit about you, but he don't give a fuck about none of y'all on his channel. He don't. Because if he did, he wouldn't be exposing people's personal emails, personal uh text messages and stuff on his YouTube and Facebook. See, I got people investigating. I got people you hear me? I got people investigating. Yeah, they're watching your live feed. Hope that's you watching. Making videos and stuff. I welcome anybody on my channel. I normally talk about my daughter, but we're gonna talk about something else. We're gonna talk about something else. It's 6:01 a.m. in the morning. I normally don't get on this early. When my daughter sleep and I'm gonna talk. You know, when my brother passed away, I didn't call my brother. I don't know who called my brother, but I called my aunt. And my one aunt was like, "Well, if you don't want to talk about it, then you don't have to talk about it." And I was like, "I want to talk about it and get it over with. I want to take." I said, "Your great nephew is gone. I'm the one who had to be the better person because my mom was at the hospital looking at my brother. He was laying on the table. And I don't know how my older brother got involved. But this is the shit that pissed me the fuck off right here. How in the hell you gonna kick out your second oldest sibling out of the planning of the funeral? How? They're gonna dress him in the blue suit. It was a whole fucked up thing. We had people calling asking if we want to donate his organs. My aunt said, "No, we don't want to donate his organs. We want to keep them." And then there was confusion. We had Forrest and Qualls and the um funeral home in New Carlisle thought they were getting the body because they were a lot closer than the one in Springfield. But we had the funeral. I mean, they say people grieve differently. Kobe took it the hardest. Beyonce was crying, London was crying. I wasn't crying. I was laughing hysterically. And I had to keep getting up, hugging people. And my aunt was sitting there at the time, she was alive. Why do you keep getting up? I said, well, people want to hug me and stuff. If you want to know about Gregory Kobe Youngs in London, you come to Miss Famous and ask me. Because the other one don't know what the hell he talking about. He don't. He ain't talked to none of us. He said my baby brother was married. My baby brother's not married yet. And stuff. And I'm trying to figure out how he getting information. He cannot get information from the school without my permission. Because if the school gives permission to me, or he talk to the school rather, and get information, I can get a lawsuit on the school for giving information out. And I'm trying to do everything I can. Hold on. I'm back. I don't know nothing about what happened to Mr. Fanbro. I wish you would stop talking about it like you give a damn. Why are you defending a rapist? That's what I want to know. I don't know nothing about what happened to Mr. Fanbro. What I do know, Keita wasn't there. Keita was asleep. Like, you have to ask me what happened. I don't know. One minute they're arguing, next minute he's out the house. I don't know if he got beat up in the house, but what I do know, Miss Famous had nothing to do with it. So keep my name out your mouth. Hold on. I'm back. But I just want to say, I'm fed up with this stuff. And I might come back on later on to talk about it some more. Because this shit is pissing me the hell off. You shouldn't be defending a rapist. Oh, he apologized, but she didn't. Bullshit, she did. You called her a whore and a slut afterwards. I was there. I read the emails on my brother's phone. And you acting like you don't know what the hell she was talking about. What she was referring to was all the lies and the bullshit that you put on YouTube and Facebook. And I agree with that. You get hurt by one person in the Pryor family, and everybody, I don't care if you're a descendant of a Pryor, a descendant of the fan bros, you're a guilty party by association. And I think that's bullshit. I think that is straight up bullshit. You shouldn't do that. Hold on. I'm back. That's what I want to know. Why are you sitting up here saying for racist? Oh, he apologized. Okay, he apologized, but I'm still giving him a right to sit up and stand up for him. Notice I don't sit there and talk about Mr. Fanbro on my YouTube channels. Maybe I should in a negative way because he's fucked up in the head. And divorce is legal. I would have went with my mom, and I know my brothers probably would have went with Mr. Fanbro. But the truth of the matter is, my mom raised all five of her boys and one daughter. That's the truth. Marrying Mr. Fanbro was wrong, but she got kids out of it. And her kids graduated, except for one. And guess which one that is? The oldest. All the rest of her kids graduated. My baby brother's working, Yancey's working, Kobe's doing what he's supposed to be doing, and I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So where's the problem? Where's the problem? He mad and jealous because his life didn't turn out the way our lives turned out. That's the problem. My brother chose to fuck over women, get this one pregnant, get that one pregnant. And like I said, I love my nieces with all the heart, but they need to know the truth about who he really is. A vindictive, narcissistic person. That's the title. And the male version of his mother. he, such and such, such and such. And you know they both lie. See, I'm drinking Coca Cola. I quit drinking once I had my kid because I didn't want to see my kid, want my kid to see me drinking. Plus, it's not healthy for you. I drink wine once in a blue moon, but beer and hard liquor, that hard liquor will fuck you up. Hard liquor will fuck you up. Bring them demons out of you. Yeah, it's true. I used to drink liquor in a cup like this with ice in it with my sister-in-law. Yep, sure did. And I ain't got no beef with my sister-in-law. None whatsoever. If I had pads, if I had a Pepsi, if I had Coca Cola, if I had something, I'd give it to her. She asked for it from me, I give it to her. When I was smoking cigarettes, I gave her cigarettes. But then the things that I get out of it, I start noticing my brother started talking, oh, she gullible. She'll fall for anything. Miss Famous don't fall for shit. Especially when a doctor gives me medication and stuff. Let me give you an example. My aunt gave me a Dilaudid and said it was Tylenol. I looked at the bottle. I ran home. I got on my phone. I researched what Dilaudid was, and I compared it to Tylenol. I marched myself back to my aunt's house, and I gave it back to her. I researched stuff before I get on a live or I go to a doctor and get medication or somebody get trying to give me medication that's so say Tylenol. If somebody tell me something, I research it for myself. Prove to me that they were talking about me. Then when I find out the source, then that's when I come out with facts. This is facts that I'm telling y'all about. I'm gullible and I don't know how to pay bills. Okay, if I don't know how to pay bills, how come I pay the cable bill? How come I sit up here and pay for the cell phone bill? How come I sit up there and pay for car insurance? How come I sit there and pay for this bill and that bill? I know how to pay bills. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. He gonna reap what he sows. Miserably. Miserably. And no, I ain't gonna sit back and watch. See, that's the thing difference between me and him. I don't wish bad things on people. I just let things happen the way they're supposed to happen. You know, like I said, if you in a relationship and they treat you like shit, get a divorce. If they ain't willing to go to marriage counseling, get a divorce. If they are abusing your kids, get a divorce. If they're abusing you, get a divorce. God does not want you to be in a miserable relationship where you getting the crap beat out of you. Your kids getting the crap beaten out of them. They sitting up there being doing infidelity stuff. Um, doing vindictive stuff. See, when you get married, you're also marrying into the family. Please, young ladies and young men, if you're going to get married, make sure you know what you're getting into. Make sure that you know the family history because whatever's in the gene pool of that family is going to be inside that child. Not only your DNA, but their DNA. Like I say, my mom's not Angel. She's not Mother Teresa. She's not Mother Mary. She's not Peter. She's not Paul. She's not Andrew. She's not Bartholomew. She's just Phyllis. She don't care if you don't like her or not. I don't care if you guys don't like Miss Famous or not. But what you're not gonna do is make a video about my kid. Today is Saturday, a brand new day. Like I said, I will open the door. I will say some things that are inappropriate to kids. Today is one of those days. My birthday's coming up in a couple of days. I'm coming live. I'm just going to do some exposures. And that's what I do. I'll talk about my childhood, but it'll be my version of events, not the version that y'all were told. All these love songs are not meant to be personal, vindictive ideologies of people pushing love songs to meet their goals and stuff. Love songs are to help you show appreciation to your significant other. I'm not married, but I've seen some stuff in my childhood, in my adult life, that makes me question whether or not I want to get married. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. February and July to me is special to me because Greg Jr. was born the 16th of February and he died on the 12th of 2005. And that's special to me. I will talk more about little. Well, he wasn't little. He wasn't little. Like I said, he was 6'5" when he passed away. I believe he would have made it past 6'5" had he um lived. And he would have been a great father. Repeat. Greg Jr. would have been a great father. Even though I have disagreements with my mother, she has been a great grandmother to my daughter. She wasn't given a chance to be a grandmother to my nieces because of the circumstances that my brother put the females in. I never understood that. If you weren't happy in your first marriage, why did you sit there and mess with another woman? I didn't understand that. And then she was hurt, so she took the kids, and we weren't allowed to see the kids. The last time I physically seen, and I'm gonna say nephew because he, to me, is still my nephew. And the reason why my niece, and this pissed me the fuck off, I wish I had my own place to where I could have had my niece in the house. My brother kicked out his own daughter. See, this is a repeated cycle. He got kicked out at 17 and he gonna kick out his daughter in the rain and in the cold. See, he ain't gonna tell that part. He kicked his daughter out of his house. That pissed me the fuck off. And let his stepkids stay there. All because she didn't give him money. Repeat. All because my niece didn't give him money. My brother is after money. I'ma get what's mine. That's all he talked about all his life is money from people. He ain't gonna get no money. He ain't gonna get no money because God don't like ugly. Disclaimer. He ain't got the address of the person he's suing. So how you gonna sue somebody you don't know the address? They can't serve them without the address. Two, my daughter doesn't go to those schools that you have the information from. Two, we don't live in the same place anymore. Keep thinking that. Send the paper to Dayton Lakeview Road. Send the cops to Dayton Lakeview Road. I've been waiting for him. I've been waiting for him. He's been ordered to take his videos down. He's got a restraining order against him, a lawful restraining order against him. You can, unbeknownst to him, get a restraining order against somebody in a different county in the same state. Yes, you can. It has happened to a friend of mine, and it's happened. I got a friend going through that right now. He reports. They live in Madison County. The other person lives in Franklin County. Got a restraining order against
Mm-mm.
him.
Uh-huh.
But what I'm not understanding is how does Miss Famous, Gregory, Colby, Yance, in London have to do with all this? Nothing. We don't have nothing to do with this drama. We live our own separate lives. We set goals in our lives. We said we didn't want to be a part of it. Now you making us a part of it. Now you're gonna be talked about. Wasn't gonna do it. I held my breath long enough. For now is a time. So from now on, we gonna talk about some things. 6:30 a.m. in the morning. Hold on real quick. Gotta take a pill. And no, it's not to get high or anything. I'm not a pill popper. Never did a hardcore drug in my life. Never have. Never wanted to. Been tempted to. And like my cousin said, it is nobody other than my brother. He's getting on there talking about the family and how the family did him wrong and people shredded evidence and stuff. And my cousin needs to sit there and help me with my kid. And when he don't know nothing because we ain't talked in a year or two. When I had my number 937-819-6028, he could have picked up and asked me what was going on. That's no longer my number. You can call it 937-819-6029. That was my mother's. That's no longer in service. You can call all you want to. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'll be damned if somebody's gonna bring me into something that I had no business getting involved into. And I personally haven't been at that church since 2005. Hold on real quick. Phone unblocked. That's over 20 years ago. My brother's been gone 20 years ago, and I ain't been at that church. Do I have plans to go there? No. So I can't speak on what's going on at that church. What I can speak on is the stuff and the bullshit that was going on in 2004 till 1985. I can speak on that. And what deal we had was pretty fucked up. Like I said, I don't talk to the people at the church anymore. I don't. I don't talk to those people. They only seen pictures of her because my mom sits there and talks to those people. I don't. I wish she would quit talking to those people. Those people are no good. What I do know is she hasn't mentioned Dion's name. Hasn't mentioned his name not one bit since 2004, 24. It's awful strange. He tells people to leave him the fuck alone. Don't fuck with him. Don't call him Priors, fan bros. He sent it to be related to the fan bros and the Priors. Don't contact him. But it's all somebody funny. He's still making videos about the Priors. Got pictures of my cousin on YouTube. Got pictures of um this person on Facebook and stuff. Got on his Facebook, I was raped and all this other stuff. That's nobody's business. And it surely ain't your fucking business. Why are you fucking talking about it? You have no right to talk about it. None whatsoever. I shouldn't have to get there. And that's a lie. I wasn't telling people about my rape until 2025. I told my cousins on the Fembro side in 2025 after it broke, and they said that's some fucked up shit. He should be in prison just right along with his brother, Richard Eugene Fembro Jr. That's another pedophile that I can't stand. He literally fucked up my cousin in the head by doing his shit. Her, Tashana, and Nicole. I love those two people dearly. Oh, I talk to them too. Rosalind, Deshauna, and Nicole. That's who I talk to. The rest of them, I don't talk to them. I got time for them. Do I forgive them? And see, this is the problem. I forgive people. I don't go after people. You hear me? I forgive people. I don't go after people. Unless you rape my kid or you do bodily harm to my kid, then I'll come after you legally. I don't believe in hiring people to murder people and stuff. I don't believe in that shit. We pass the overcoming. And why is it that black folks gotta sit up there and get on YouTube and Facebook and TikTok and X and talk about their family drama? That's another thing I don't understand. Dragging innocent people in your drama is not healthy. It's not. It's not healthy to do. Excuse me. It's not healthy at all. Well, I won't apologize for the cussing and the swearing and all that stuff. I normally don't do that, but some people just irk your nerve. You just gotta let it all out. And a lot of people say, I don't understand it. They don't, I don't, but I'm going to bring some more information later on. Y'all take care. Please subscribe. Hit that subscription button because it's on and popping today. I said I wasn't going to do no live, but I had to do a live today. It's going to be about that church and my brother. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a blessed day.